Orchid Everbotanical was born in Austin, Texas in 1975. When she was 12 years old, her parents were both killed by mafia men. She knew that targeting the mafia directly would be a death wish, so she decided to join them with hopes of infiltrating their ranks and killing them from the inside. She worked as an assassin for them, gaining their trust and eventually killing them all, including their leader. However, even after she got her revenge, she began to think that she had a skill for stealth assassinations, so she became a mercenary for many years. Orchid informed her family to move away from the area so that they don't get hunted down, so they all moved to the East Coast. Iris Everbotanical, the niece of Orchid Everbotanical, was born on March 31st, 2007. She would go on to have her own story in the Topaz of Transformation. After a while, Orchid and her family stopped being hunted down by the mafia since Orchid retires from her mercenary job. Eventually, those who were hunting her and her family down in the past had bigger targets to worry about. Orchid goes to live in Quadruple Marine, to live near her family again since they're no longer being hunted down. Unbeknownst to Orchid, her niece Iris has joined a different mafia group, meaning her family is once again in danger from the mafia. But by July of 2023, it was too late to leave. That month, Orchid Everbotanical drank the contaminated water. North Carolina Wetfish contacted her through the telepathy inside of the xenomorphic acid, and told her that if she dared defy his orders, that he would terminate her life systems. Now a vampire hungry for blood, Orchid Everbotanical drank the blood of an alcoholic, becoming drunk for a week or two. During the events of the City of Contamination, she was told to attack and capture Bertna and May Juniper, but she was too drunk to do it effectively, though she tried her best. After Theseus restrained North Carolina Wetfish and he bribed her to let him go, he was in a rush to clear any evidence of what transpired at Estuary Enterprises Incorporated, except for his fish toy, because he couldn't find it no matter how hard he looked. In reality, Polynicist hid the fish from him, hoping it would be incriminating evidence, which it very much was. Emmanuel abandoned the place, saying a swift goodbye to Orchid before taking off. Orchid felt enraged after she was abandoned by him, but she couldn't track him down. Orchid, sobering up, realized that she was just being used by Emmanuel for his grand scheme. However, Orchid did sympathize with Emmanuel's cause, so she didn't interfere with Bertna delivering the water to Burundi. Orchid, hiding from the police and from the sunlight, eventually began taking daylight pills. She told her family to move away from the US. She decided to move to Albufeira, Portugal, where she had relatives, hoping that she would be able to escape the police and mafia. She remained here until that fateful day in July 2025. During the events of Revenge of the Vampire Hunter, Orchid Everbotanical works together with May Juniper to take down the Daylight Corporation headquarters. After Otis wins a dance battle against May, he pushes her into the pool. But since Otis is unarmed, Orchid calls the police and all of the kids are taken into police custody. They are much later adopted by Polynicist. May and Orchid agree to part ways to search different parts of Male. August 4th, 2025, Night of Humanity. The Battle of Daylight Corporation headquarters. May infiltrates the facility at 21:59. She encounters Anthony Barboza, who casts a spell which randomly turns the sky from day to night in a zone affecting the entirety of Male. He then runs away when he realizes the spell is useless. He later runs into Orchid in another area of the city, who attempts to capture him, but Anthony spontaneously combusts, so now his status is unknown. After the battle with Solana, every vampire is turned back into a human, including Orchid Everbotanical. North Carolina Wetfish laughs when he hears of Solana's death, since he always hated her. He had gained her trust by tricking her, which is how he obtained the xenomorphic acid in the first place. But since Solana is a greedy capitalist, and North Carolina Wetfish hates greedy capitalists, he hates Solana. While May and Cyrene have both given up their revenge, Orchid Everbotanical has not. She feels the crimes she committed working under North Carolina Wetfish was all his fault because he was threatening to terminate her life systems. With a fire in her eyes, Orchid sets off on a path to kill North Carolina Wetfish. August 12th, 2025, Emerald Isle, North Carolina. At the Emerald Dolphin Street Prison's entrance, Orchid Everbotanical uses her skills as a former assassin to stealth assassinate one of the prison guards and disguise herself as one of them. Orchid enters Emmanuel's cell when no one is looking.
Orchid, how did you—
You bastard! You used me! You used all of us! But I'm not gonna give you a quick and painless death.
She suddenly takes a bottle of South Carolina barbecue sauce out of her pocket.
No, please don't. Please, anything I can do to make it up to you, I'll do it.
Anything you can do, then die for me.
How did you know that sauce is my weakness?
Your old friend ratted you out.
You're talking about Solana, aren't you? Rah! That capitalist bastard!
Orchid fires 3 shots with her pistol equipped with a silencer at Emmanuel. One at his left thigh, one at his right thigh, and one at his right heel. Emmanuel screams in pain. She then begins pouring the South Carolina barbecue sauce on Emmanuel, burning his skin as Emmanuel screeches with agony. I ain't letting anyone ever use me again, Orchid says with contempt. As Emmanuel sees his life flash before his eyes, he says to Orchid,
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make the bay. I wanted my home to be rich, but I used you all to do so. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Orchid checks Emmanuel's pulse. It has stopped. Orchid opens one of the vents and leaves through one of them, escaping undetected yet again. Or so she thought. One of the policemen noticed the guard with the missing uniform, then called a multitude of prison personnel to the cell block the murdered officer was supposed to be stationed at. When they found Emmanuel's corpse, one of the officers said he had played Among Us and thinks that the assassin probably went through the vent. So they cornered her by gathering around the vent's outdoor exit. Knowing she was surrounded, and feeling a little guilty for murdering Emmanuel after he apologized, Orchid exited the vent and gave herself up to the police. She confessed to everything she did.